Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Maria. Today we are doing some easy DIY home decors. We're going to start by getting these houses from the dollar store. They have these in two different colors, the black and the white. And I'm going to start by taping these off because I'm going to wood stain the wood around it. So for the dark color, like for the black, I'm going to use the Golden Oak, which is a lighter wood stain. And then for the white one, I'm using Early American, which is like a little darker. They kind of look the same when they're on there, but you can tell the difference once they dry. That one is a little bit more darker than the other one. But like I said, I'm using Golden Oak for the black one, and then I'm gonna do the Early American for the white one. Now I'm doing two different things with these houses. But I wanted to do them all at the same time because I'm wood staining them, and I do let the wood stain dry overnight before I do something else, or finish it off. Because it does kind of like wet the wood and it takes a little time to dry, and I don't want to add any glue or anything while that's still drying. So I did the wood stain on here, and then I put it to the side, and then I got home from the dollar store. This is the word home, and this comes in a set of two. I already used my first one, something else, but this is the second one. So I painted this using Crinoline by DIY Paints, and I did like the sides and all around it. So it's like a cream color. So that's gonna go with one of the houses. So after I was done with that, I put it to the side, and then this is another wood that I'm using to put the houses together. And I am using, I think it was Early American as well. No, I'm sorry. This I used I used the Golden Oak for that one because that one goes with the black house. So like I said, I let it dry overnight, and then the next day I took the tape off, and then I started to use my Q-tip with a little bit of alcohol because some of the wood stain got on the white. So I used that to just wipe it off. Then I grabbed my Scrabble letters and I started to write, well, spell out the word family, hope, love, and faith. And that's going to go inside the black house. So once I knew where it was going to go, I used this other piece of wood to make sure it was straight and nothing was like slanted or anything. So once I knew where they were going to go, I grabbed my heat gun and I start to put the hot glue on the back, and then I move forward with gluing all the letters in place. And I do one by one because I want to make sure that I put them in the right spot and they're all going in straight. And like I said, if you see, I still have the wood at the bottom because I want to make sure. But this is like a really strong like glue that I picked up somewhere. But it actually holds really strong. So I started with family, I did faith, and then I did love. But I didn't put the E at the end. I wanted to make sure that it was all gonna fit correctly, of course, and then I finished putting everything up. But that's how it came out. And then I had these cute little butterflies. I picked this up some time ago at the dollar store, and the heart I picked up this year on Valentine's Day. But I figured it would look really cute if I just add them on there, just so it wouldn't be so plain in the background. So once I got that, I then moved on to gluing it to the wood piece. So like I said, it's already dry. It's been 24 hours, so the wood piece is no longer wet or damp or anything. So I put two lines of the hot glue onto the bottom of the house, and then I glued that in place. And then with the name, with the word, I put some hot glue on the spots that were touching the wood. That way I can glue that in place as well. So I was just checking to make sure where I was going to put the glue before I put it in place. But that's how that one came out. For the second one, I am using vinyl, some black vinyl. I printed this with my Cricut, and it says, "May God bless all those who enter." Well, bless his home and all those who enter. But this was pretty easy. I made sure that I cut everything in place, and I left the space at the bottom because I wanted to make sure that it was going to be straight. Because when I did cut the transfer tape, I cut it right on a line, so I wanted to make sure that everything was coming out straight when I put it on there, and I didn't want the words to be slanted in any way. So once I put that on there, um, it looked cute, but then I felt like it needed a little something, and I had these little sunflowers, and I thought they would look cute to add them on there. So I took them off the little stem, and I added a dab of hot glue on the back, and I put them in place. I got these also at the dollar store. I think it was maybe last year or so, but yeah, but that's how these two came out. I think they were pretty simple. They came out really cute. But I like how they turned out. On to the next one. Okay, so for our next craft, I'm using these pieces of wood that I had pre-cut, and I got the piece of wood from Home Depot. So this is a 1x4, and I have two pieces that are 3 inches each, and the other two pieces are 6 inches each. So I'm hanging these up on the wall, and I needed to add some D-hooks. So I took out my D-hooks, and then I took out my drill because I wanted to put the D-hooks, but I didn't want to, because there's no holes on there, I needed to drill the hole prior to putting the screws in. So I grabbed my smallest tip, because these are really small screws, and I made the holes onto the wood, and then I screwed the D-hooks on with the smaller screw. So once I was done doing that, I then used my Waverly antique wax, and I put a couple brushes on it onto the wood, and then I use a wet cloth to wipe it all down. That way it can be all over the wood. I do rub it around the front, the sides, and the back. This is a wet cloth. It's a damp cloth. It's not soaking wet. It's just damp, and I use that on all 4 pieces. Now, because this is not wood stain, I do use my heat gun, and I do dry it up, which is okay. But once I was done with that, and I dried it all up, I then grabbed my Gorilla Wood glue and I glue the pieces together. Now I do wait about a half hour, 45 minutes, just to let it dry in place before I move on to the next step, which is basically putting the candles on top. So this is an optional thing. I did put candles on it, but I also had these extra these extra succulents that I had picked up at the dollar store, and they're just sitting on my shelf. So I figured, let me see how it looks with this. So I ended up just putting it on the wall, and you will see how the pictures came out. But if you like this video, if you stay to the end and you like the video, please like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. To the next one. Bye.